The purpose of the whipping was to accelerate death.
And crucifixions were held frequently. They were probably seen every week in Jerusalem. Nothing different about this one, an obscure charlatan.
In those days, life for most was short and brutal.
There must have been a small crowd, just as there is here this evening. Executions have always been a popular form of entertainment.
In much the same way as highway accidents, they always draw a crowd. Crucifixions began 6 centuries before Jesus Christ.
As an execution, it is more civilized. The Assyrians preferred impalement.
In Babylon, Darius, the king of Persia, had crucified 3,000 opponents to his crown.
After the siege of the city of Tyre in Lebanon, 2,000 soldiers were crucified all along the beach.
80 years before Jesus, Alexander Jannaeus, the king of Judea, tried and crucified 800 Pharisees.
After the revolt of the slaves led by Spartacus, 7,000 men were crucified along the Appian Way between Rome and Capua.
The posts of death were then kept erected permanently in public places.
Quintilian recommended busy crossroads. Their site served as an excellent incentive to help maintain morality.
Custom called for the condemned to carry the crossbeam of his cross himself. In Palestine, it was customary to offer some wine mixed with myrrh to the condemned man. It was a narcotic to dull the pain. And after all of this, the condemned man awaited death.
It was slow in coming.
Most of them lived at least 2 days.
The hardiest, as long as a week.
Remember, this is the Middle East, the suffocating heat.
The sun, the flies.
Vultures, stray dogs, rats.
Death came from exhaustion.
From suffocation, brought on by the raised arms.
Water.
It was not unusual for the Romans to allow the bodies to decompose on the cross.
But this custom revolted the Jews.
The crucifixion was so completely terrifying that the first Christians never represented it anywhere.
It's only 5 centuries later that artists began to portray Jesus on the cross.
Our last station is downstairs, right this way.
The utilization of the site is so conducive.
It's so terribly moving.
But besides the miniseries, do you have other projects?
No, nothing signed yet.
Oh,
Keep it down, please, and let's press on.
what's going on?
Nothing.